Hello wolves! Yep, wolves, it is this time of the month because wrap up. So it's time for my January wrap up. I've read 7 books in January. 2 were physical books, 5 were audiobooks, and then 2 other books, 1 ebook and 1 physical book that I started but didn't finish, and 1 was the DNF. So let's start. The first book I finished is Roya and the Bridge Between Words by Saryon Michael White. This was my priority for 2019 because I started that book in October or November, I don't remember. This is a fantasy book. I would definitely say adult-ish books. This is a story of Roya, who one day was gonna go to a bookstore and she's gonna be called to buy a cooking book. She's gonna start cooking and see some changes in her day-to-day life, and she's gonna go on an adventure. She's gonna see that her world is not actually the only world existing. She's gonna travel between words, you know, between words through some different kind of bridges. I would not recommend that book to everyone just because it is spiritual first, but because it's not like the easiest book to read. I really enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars, and the only reason why I didn't give it 5 stars is because I find it at some point repetitive, which is usually okay because in YA it always happens. I felt the whole time I was reading that story a lot of stuff happened, but it was so well written and in such a way that I wasn't like stressed, and I wasn't feeling like it was too fast paced and, you know what I mean, like suspense or anything. It was very peaceful for a book, and I felt the whole time that it was actually my yoga teacher talking to me or telling me a story, which was super interesting. I really loved it, and I will definitely read book number 2. Let me know if you will give it a try. Then the next book I finished is These Rebel Waves by Sara Raasch. I better read that book with them from A Journey to Books. I gave it 4 stars, so I really struggled at the very beginning, and then 75% in I was hooked. You're gonna follow like 3 point of views at the very beginning. Obviously they're gonna all get together in the book, but at the very beginning you have 3 POVs, and it's kind of difficult to read about it and to feel like the adventure coming, but you are not reading about it. So I was like, okay, I have to continue reading, it's gonna get better. And it was okay, actually. It wasn't bad or anything, but I just, oh, my stomach, I'm hungry. But I just felt like nothing was happening, but I loved the world. So you have the story of 3 people. One is actually a politician, the other one is a prince, and the third one is a pirate. So if you think this is a pirate-ish book, it is not. So don't expect heavy piracy theme in this book. This is not gonna happen. I was expecting pirate-ish thing because it was actually in a fairy loot box and the theme was pirate, but it's not like piracy really, like, yeah. And I also love that this is a YA fantasy obviously, but the fantasy, you know, the magic in it wasn't like power that was owned by people. It was plants. Like some plants were magic, and put them all together they could do something good, but badly put together they could just explode and kill people. So I love the fact that the magic was in plants and that you had to have some kind of knowledge in order to use them. It wasn't just like summoning fire and it came, you know what I mean? So I really loved it. So I gave it 4 stars because at the end I was like, what the heck, that's not okay for an ending. I want to know what's gonna happen. Give me the second book right now. So that's why 4 books. That's why 4 stars. But yeah, just so you know, no pirates, and the plot comes like 75% in the book. So yeah, then I've listened to The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and this is a psychology kind of book telling you that you shouldn't be giving a fuck about everything. You shouldn't do that because it doesn't make your life easier but just more complicated. And it was really eye-opening, I want to say. I was like, okay, you know, I was in my car driving, stuck in traffic, and I just yelled at someone who did something stupid, and I was like, why am I giving a fuck about what someone did? and blah blah blah. Never mind, it was just eye-opening. I was like, okay, maybe I should start thinking that way for that, or this way for that, etc, etc. I really enjoyed it, and it was very funny, and it was like to the point, and it was like telling you stories about real stuff. Like he was giving some example, and I was, oh my gosh, that happened to me yesterday, oh my god, that happened to me this morning. So it was really, I loved it. I loved it. Then I listened to the audiobook of Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name. And I listened to all the thing. I didn't rate actually Milk and Honey. I think it was just like, it made me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna say I hated it or I loved it. It made me so uncomfortable that I didn't enjoy it. I know that poetry is not for everyone. I love poetry. I love very old poetry, not, you know, contemporary poetry, if that's even a thing to say. So I wasn't feeling well reading that book. I wasn't happy reading it, and I don't want to read any more modern or contemporary poem right now, just because that one made me feel so comfortable. This is not a rant. I know a lot of people love that book, but just the subject made me uncomfortable. So don't hate me. Then I finished book 1, 2, 3 of the Chronicles of Narnia. Some books are better than others, but they will always all be 5 stars for me. So I will never give any of the books less than 5 stars, because that series has a special place in my heart, and it will stay that way forever. Like Harry Potter, Eragon, and Narnia, always 5 stars, even in 10 years, etc, etc. So yeah, in case you don't know what Narnia is about some kids going through a wardrobe and discovering Narnia, another word. So they're going on some adventures, they're going to fight against some people, they're gonna have to try to save the Narnian, and they're gonna make good choices, bad choices. It's about growing up, taking some kind of responsibility, etc, etc. It is a YA fantasy, but it has some historical references in it because it was during the war, like it happened during the war, etc, etc. It has a special place in my heart and will always have. Then for the Howling Pack, I started Children of Blood and Bone by Tamiya Dayami. I've read like the 4 first chapters, so I'm at the very beginning, but after the first chapter I was like, okay, I want to know more. And yeah. The next book is Hellfire by Sara. I'm on page 200 out of almost 600 pages. I really tried, like I tried for days to read that book, and I was like reading, and after a while I was like taking my computer to write down my thought about it or what happened, you know, for the GoodReads page, and I was like, I don't remember a fucking word. Like, I don't remember what happened. The only thing that was interesting for me was Manon's point of view. At that point she was the only one I was like enjoying reading about, and I think that's why. But yeah, I'm sorry wolves if this is one of your favorite series ever. I don't know, maybe I will need some time to digest what I read in the previous books, and maybe later I will be able to finish it and enjoy it, but for now I think I just need a break from Sara words. So yeah. Wolves, that's it for my January wrap-up. Let me know what was your favorite book of the month. I think mine was definitely The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because it was so good. So good. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and talk to me in the comments as usual. Yeah, take care wolves. Bye.